which they wanted one of them. And some people have said that, well, it's supposed to be, it was like a kind of a bridge between the military and the civilian, that this would live like that. They wanted somebody who understand the language, who have their sentiment. So that it won't just be a kind of a complete departure, at least getting the power from them completely, but somebody who can still relate with them in the military. So that's what they did in 1999. So we're looking at the way recruited 1999, full of flaws, and the democracy was just imagined, and they would tell us democracy is a culture. Yes, democracy is a culture, so but it's full of flaws, right? And the election could not be said to be free and fair, even if anybody was in doubt of that. The next election after it, Yar'Adua came out and said, the election that brought me in 2007 was not free and fair, and they set up a panel to look into that election. So if the president is another person that came 8 years after, and they could come out to say, no, we still have a lot of work to do on this electoral process. So it just tells you what, at least it gives the big picture of what happened in 1999. So 1999 was not the best. It was delegated by the military, and we got the result the military wanted. So it was not the best. It's not the best, I think, election to analyze democratic culture and how the will of people should go. But be as it may, I think President Obasanjo was said to have been elected. At least they told us he was elected, and we agreed. I think we agreed that he was elected, and he came also now, I think, to rule like a civilian head of state, as it were. But I don't want to go into other details of tongue lashing and even almost beating somebody.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Muiwa. Yeah. Now, okay. Compensatory for people. The question now, as at today, in Nigeria, do we still need to look at compensation before we elect people?
Okay, well, that question is actually funny because a couple of days back, I was reading a piece.
So let me just add this. Either compensation or any other sentiment apart from
competence.
Well, let me stick to where the line I wanted to start with. I was reading a piece a couple of days back, and the person was trying to break down election slogans since 1999 till now, political party slogans and all of that. Not even 1999. I think the person started from MKO and then brought it down, and the person now got to the point of long ambition, and the person broke it down. I just had to chip that in quickly. Nigerian intervention, whatever, yes. They call it intervention, but we know it's interruption.
Yes.
Now the problems have been the choice of leadership in this country. You can't deny the fact that we are so tremendously blessed with natural resources, human resources, I mean the best of everything, but the choice of leaders that we've, ministers, commissioners and all of that, we've had a really faulty system, and that is the problem. But I feel we should have grown past the point where we should even talk about compensatory political offices. I've had situations where someone has said, oh, he won the election because his father really deserves some responsibilities that have been given to them. Oh, the father was the former deputy governor, but he died. So let us compensate the family with a commissioner and give it to his son. Those are the problems. So our democracy is still trying to find its roots. So point where we still use political offices to compensate people, I'm going to be very blunt at this point. Yes.
Okay. Nigeria, the democracy here is still just fledgling. In other words, so all the inadequacies we have, we should still bear with it for some time. For how long?
It's not about sentiment, it's about our lives, it's about our future, it's about our tomorrow, it's about survival. So if governance is a serious business, that you want food on your table, corrupted academic system, I think for your children, so you should know that for whatever. Do you understand? Did he labor to govern me? Is it ordained? You are not born to rule me. Right. But I can give my sovereign right to you if I see that certain qualities. So not because you are son of father or son of somebody or daughter of somebody, they are of a voter's card.
Voter's card, yes.
The power of the people's power is still there, in your consent. But we have gone past through that level. But there are people yet to understand the kind of benefit they have. Gets what? And you should be aware. And they're not only getting determine who gets what, but who can do what we want collectively. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if Nigerians have agreed, we at least we don't like this power country. There's no way we can solve many problems until we tackle our infrastructure, not only road, source of money, whether sovereign, whether Chinese, if or grooming, at least for loan. Do you understand? So we have reached that stage, but who can solve this problem? So until we continue to
you see,
vote
at what time? Sorry, 1999. They only voted for their best candidate.
Well, this is when hunger touches you very well. You don't have any justification to come out and petrol to power your business. Even go from Anthony to Maryland without being scared of probably being kidnapped. Then you get tired and you wake up to ask the right questions. See, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of when people say revolutions should happen or we should push for the hard force, but until we start to ask the right questions now, until we change from the school of thought that things politicians, I give them my franchise, I give them my sovereign trust as a person to say you can do this thing based on whatever sentiment I have. So until we start asking them, we start taking them to task, then we are not ready to make that move. See, if you look at countries that have moved on with civilization, because I always tell my friends that we're not even started to get, I think the only thing we have in this country that is going for us is the fact that people just have the right to life. That's almost about the only thing that is sacrosanct in this country. And it can be taken away from you at any time, and nobody's going to ask you any question. So it's all have been constantly abused by the same people that are supposed to uphold the letters of that constitution. So who do you go to when your right is abused? When the same people that are abusing you are supposed to be the one to implement or stand for the largest oil producing nation under the OPEC listing, and we are still importing refined products. Look at countries around the world. Look at how much billions they are making with this whole issue that is going on. The numbers, they say we consume 40 million liters of petrol per day, but with the imports, we import 104 million liters. So they use the country to import to Niger Republic, they use the country to import to Cameroon, they use Nigeria to import to Cape Verde, to other neighboring countries, and they will now go there to import it back into this country until we're tired of all of these abnormalities. See, I think we've gotten used to legalizing illegalities in this country, and it's because the people's hands are so tied. So until you wake up and you ask yourself that, do I deserve these problems? Do I deserve to use 7 years for a 4-year course? At the end of the day, you want to go apply for a job, they'll tell you that because you don't have NYC certificate. But the ASU kept you at home and you graduated from school at the age of 33. You go to apply for a job, they'll tell you that you must be 27 and below. But you are supposed to graduate at the age of 25, but you graduated at the age of 29.
The question I'm asking is this. Problems are bound to exist.
Sure.
Like, if you have a company, I will need a person with this kind of experience to handle this. That's what the recruitment into political offices is all about.
Yeah.
What I'm saying, since 1999 till now, Nigeria have had problems. In fact, the problems are recurring problems. Every 4 years, we elect people
with the same campaign,
with the same
it's
issues.
Almost like they pick the script
with the
from
same
the same
issues.
place.
Like when it's election time, you bring the script for the other election.
You just
seen people who can't solve our problems. What I'm saying, are we that handicapped? Are the voters that handicapped to be able to change people, to bring those who cannot? To take away people who cannot and bring new set of people who can.
The problem we have in this country, and we have a section of the country of the literate and illiterate. Do you understand what I'm saying? I think what's the percentage of those people who can think on their own and take decision? What's the percentage of who can look back and say why are we here? So have power supply 24 hours. Somebody did not do his job, or we have a wrong person in that office, and they'll tell you it's an act of God. Right? So we have a problem as a nation. Some people will tell you it's easier to govern a whole of Europe than govern Nigeria. Because in Europe, forget the time belt, forget the weather, forget the language, forget whatever, you have higher percentage of literates. People who can ask questions and take decisions on their own without being guided. And that's one of the essence of education, to make you a complete human being. So in Nigeria, what's the percentage of people that are educated that can take decisions on their own and be rational and look at the situation, analyze it on their own, and say, no, I think enough is enough on this area, right? We are still in a system. Forget people you see in Lagos. Go to the interlands, and they go in the not only poverty of hunger, poverty take decision for them. Somebody says, what do you now expect? That politics is a game of numbers. For his manifesto, he said that I'm not looking for votes of a professor, people like you, the Okada man.
Or just your friend.
My friend, right? Man will feel big, right? So when we have a recruitment process that allow for that one, when it comes to a lot of dehumanizing factors that Aristotle never envisaged,
Less or less for people who cannot.
election, since now in Southwest or Southeast, where the Mr. President go to, I'm not talking about elsewhere now. Person, I'm saying that the person you need to get is just get in a
that is where they go to those places where they don't even see campaign posters. Really formal education. The percentage of people that vote are higher than the percentage of people that are educated, according to the statistics. So am I going to say because I'm not educated, I can't make decent political decision? I can't.
But it's like the educated people are influencers.
Because that's what I said. That's where the complication comes in. I mean, they have all of the advantage. They have the social media clouds. They have all of those things. They can talk to the people. They can convince the people. So the people need to make sure that elections are handled based on the specific natures of different places. Even the message that you are taking down to the interland, are you speaking English to the people that don't understand English? Are you pasting posters to the community where there are a lot of people that are physically or they cannot see? You need to make sure that every electoral pattern follows the uniqueness of that particular place. Now let me go to your question.